Hey everybody, this is Lyles, and this is an optional step for those that want a sweeter mead. The reason is because whenever you first initially start the fermentation process, any sugar that you put in here is going to get converted into alcohol. It doesn't matter how much or how little, it's always going to end up dry. So if you like dry alcohol, that's perfectly fine. It tastes great. But if you like, if you got a little more than a sweet tooth, then you want to do what's called back sugaring, or just adding sugar to it. But you can't just pour more honey or sugar into it, because if you do, that's just going to be turned into more alcohol, and you're just going to raise your alcohol content. So you got to stop the fermentation process first before you can sweeten it. So in order to do that, there's two chemicals right here that you have to add to it. This one right here is called potassium sorbate, and this inhibits further fermentation. And then this right here is called, if I can zoom in here, sodium capdim tablets, and this kills off any active yeast and any bacteria that's in there. So it's so the other one is a stabilizer, and this one stops any fermentation that's currently still going, if there is any. And you got to put these two in there before that you can add any sugar to it. And you got to kind of let it set for a couple of days before you want to add any sugar or honey to it to sweeten it. So for the potassium sorbate, it's a powder, so you need a half teaspoon for, let's see, a half teaspoon for every gallon. Let's see. So a couple of these. I'll add a couple of. Okay, a couple of that. And these come in tablets, and it's 1 tablet per gallon. But you don't want to just drop a tablet in there. You got to crush it up first. So I got a little colander here. Oh, whoops. It's backwards. There we go. Just gotta grind this into a powder. Doesn't have to be perfectly fine, just where it's not in a tablet so that it can mix well. There you go. And you just gotta do is slosh this around. And there you go. Now this has to cure for a couple of days, 2 to 3 days, before you can add the sugar. And I'll add to that. I'll continue this video a few days from now to show. And all it really is that if you want to, I mean, it's up to you on how sweet you want it. If you want to, not add anything, that's fine. I mean, that helps to stabilize it so it doesn't get any stronger. But you can, you know, you can add a little bit of honey, a lot of honey. You know, you just gotta taste it to see your preference. But next video, I'll get back to the final step, and that is bottling. So, in a few days, I will see you then.